The storm came without warning, violent, metallic rain hammering against the thin glass of my outpost window. On Luther 6, a storm wasn't just weather, it was war from the sky. I'd been stationed here for 2 cycles, maintaining the deep-range sensors and weather satellites that kept the colony safe. I'd seen electric sandstorms and plasma squalls, but nothing like this. Lightning bloomed violet across the horizon, crawling along the magnetic ridges like veins of molten metal. I bolted the shutters and powered down the external sensors, too risky to keep them exposed. The cabin's walls groaned against the wind as I sealed the last latch. Then I saw movement outside. 5 silhouettes pushed through the storm, cloaks whipping like torn banners, weapons slung low against their sides. Their shapes were wrong for humans, taller, broader, tails flicking behind them. I grabbed my sidearm, a reflex I'd picked up since the outpost raids last year. A voice, raspy, clear even over the storm, called out in standard. "Human. Shelter. We are not your enemy." They stumbled into view, soaked with the storm's metallic ash, faces half hidden behind rebreathers. Alien huntresses, Lyrians, by their armor. Their species were apex predators on their homeworld, all muscle, golden eyes, and honor codes older than our written history. I hesitated. Every instinct said don't open that door. But the wind was peeling the outer seal already, and, if I didn't, they'd die out there. I keyed the manual, override. The hatch hissed open. They piled in fast, the last one slamming it shut behind her. Steam rose off their armor as the storm raged outside. "Thanks," said their leader, voice low but strong. Her eyes, slit-pupiled and amber, studied me. "We owe you a life debt, human." "Don't mention it," I muttered, holstering the gun. "Just try not to break anything." They removed their masks one by one. Despite the storm grit and exhaustion, they were striking. Scars traced their faces like medals of survival. Each wore bone ornaments marking kill counts, predators, soldiers, or both. The youngest of them, a silver-haired one with faint bioluminescent freckles, lingered near the heater. Her gaze flicked to me more than once. Hours passed. The storm screamed outside, relentless. I brewed nutrient broth and passed it around. They didn't talk much, just exchanged low growls and gestures in their own tongue. The leader finally broke the silence. "We were hunting," she said. "Our ship was hit by the storm. The prey escaped. The storm did not." "Prey?" I asked. "A desert stalker, worth 3 shiploads of titanium." She smirked faintly. "Now it hunts us." The cabin lights flickered. The storm was interfering with the generator. I stood to check the readings, then froze. A massive shape loomed outside the frosted viewport, half hidden in the lightning glare. Long, segmented limbs. Eyes glowing blue. The huntress leader hissed, drawing her blade. It followed us. The stalker slammed against the outer wall, denting the steel plating. The entire cabin shook. "Back," I shouted, pulling the emergency shutters. "If that thing breaches the seal, the storm will tear this place apart." The huntresses moved like coordinated ghosts, forming a circle. The leader barked commands in Lyrian. The silver-haired one, the youngest, stayed behind me, gripping a plasma spear that hummed faintly. The creature tore through the outer layer with a screech like metal grinding on bone. Wind howled through the crack. "Containment field now," I yelled, hitting the control pad. Blue light flared across the walls, sealing the breach temporarily. But the stalker was already halfway in. The leader lunged, blade flashing. 2 others followed, stabbing deep into the creature's armor. It shrieked, limbs flailing. I fired my sidearm, hitting exposed nerve tissue. The smell of burning chitin filled the air. Finally, with a roar that shook the rafters, the creature collapsed, smoke rising from the wounds. Silence returned, broken only by the distant roar of thunder. When the adrenaline faded, the Huntresses dragged the carcass out and sealed the hatch again. The leader looked at me, chest heaving. "You fight like a Lyrian," she said. "You stand your ground." "Just doing what I had to," I replied, though my hands still trembled. Then the silver-haired one approached. Her eyes met mine, pupils dilated, expression unreadable. She whispered something in Lyrian. The others froze. The leader's head tilted. "She claims you saved her life," the leader translated slowly, "and that you are now under her protection." "What does that mean?" I asked warily. The young huntress stepped closer, resting a clawed hand lightly on my arm. "It means," she said softly in accented standard, "no one touches what I have claimed." Her tone was possessive, but not threatening, more instinct than choice. The others gave low, rumbling chuckles. "I'm not anyone's property," I said carefully. "Not property," she corrected. "Bond. Life for life. Lyrian custom." I remembered the briefings. In their culture, saving a warrior's life forged an unbreakable bond, something between oath, honor, and instinct. Refusing it could be seen as an insult or a challenge. The storm outside began to fade, lightning rolling into the distance. But the tension inside the cabin deepened. The leader nodded toward the young huntress. "She has spoken the right. Do you accept?" I swallowed. "If it keeps us from fighting, sure." The young one's eyes glowed faintly in the dim light. "Then we are bound, human." The others laughed, slapping her on the shoulder. Over the next hours, they helped repair the damage. When dawn broke, the storm had cleared, revealing the shimmering desert and the half-buried carcass of the stalker. They prepared to leave, salvaging parts from their crashed skimmer. I helped them calibrate the power cells. The leader clasped my forearm before boarding. "You have courage, human. Few of your kind would have opened that door. When your colony calls for allies, tell them the Lyrians of the Ash Hunt remember." Then they left, except for one. The silver-haired huntress remained by the doorway, watching the horizon. "You don't have to stay," I said quietly. "I do," she replied. "You accepted the bond. Until it is fulfilled, I walk with you." "Fulfilled how?" Her gaze softened. "When your life is safe and no storm can take you." Until then, she smiled faintly, teeth sharp but not menacing. "You are mine to guard." The desert wind carried the scent of metal and ozone. The sky was clearing, blue returning after the storm's fury. I watched her silhouette against the rising sun, tall, armored, alien, yet somehow human in her stillness. For the first time in years, I didn't feel entirely alone on this forsaken planet. Weeks later, the outpost network detected movement on the horizon, dozens of heat signatures. Lyrian craft. The Huntresses had returned. Their leader hailed my outpost. "Human." Her voice crackled through the comms. "We come with news. The storm you saved us from, it was not weather. It was weapon." "Weapon?" I asked. She nodded grimly. "Someone is testing the planet's defenses. We tracked the signal. It came from orbit." I glanced up at the sky. A faint shimmer, like a mirage, rippled through the upper atmosphere. "They're back," she said. "Whoever hunted us now hunts you too." The young huntress stepped beside me, eyes blazing gold. "Then we hunt together." The Lyrian fleet descended, engines roaring like thunder. My small cabin, once a lonely refuge, became the staging ground of an unlikely alliance.